It's finally here. It's Tuesday, 8 p.m. It's time for CCUK Resin Q&A Live, sponsored by apexresin.co.uk. Don't forget, use my discount code CCUK, save some money. That's right. Tonight and every Tuesday at 8 p.m. we're going live on the only resin talk show where you meet your favorite artists and creators behind the gloves. CCUK Resin Q&A Live. We'll be talking with fellow resin artists and creators and answering all of your questions live. Make sure you stick around. Ask all your questions in caps lock. Get involved, share this video with your friends and family, and enjoy the show. And with that, I'd also like to take a moment to say a massive thank you to everyone that supported this channel, guests, sponsors, members, and subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. We all grow together. The more questions you ask, the better the live will be. To be creative and ask away. Make sure at the end of the video you give it a thumbs up and comment. That's how we all keep growing. But for now, sit back, grab a drink, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. It is Tuesday. It's 8 o'clock in the UK, so you know what that means. It means it is time for CCUK Resin Q&A Live, and I'm excited tonight. We've not had those 30 days of lives to keep us going every day, so it's going to be great just to catch up with everyone in chat. And tonight we've got a very special guest. She's a massive supporter of all of us in the resin community, all the way from, wait for it, Hawaii. We've got Dawn from Dawn's Crafty Corner. So let's get her on. Let's get straight into it. Let's have fun. But remember, any questions, put them in caps lock. So before we go any further, let's say hi to Dawn. Hi, Dawn.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Just now starting my day, though, because it's 9 a.m. here.
Well, you're starting your day as I finish mine.
Mm-hmm. That's the story of my life.
I didn't realize it's like it must be what, almost a 12-hour time difference, 11 hours or something like that.
11 hours, yeah.
That's amazing.
That's why it's still daylight here.
Have all the I know last time we actually spoke, it was quite stormy there, wasn't it? Have all of that calmed down now?
Yeah, it's pretty much calm right now. So we're in our winter months, so we get a lot of rain. We're one of the rainiest islands in Hawaii, so we get a lot of rain anyways. But during our winter, that is our snow. But quick fact, it does snow in Hawaii.
Wow.
But we have a mountain, Mauna Kea, and it snows up there. So, but
is it just there that it snows though, not everywhere else?
Yeah, it just snows up there. I think this city would be like shut down with just like an itty bitty bit of snow. I'm originally from Ohio, so I'd be able to handle it. Not that I would want to handle it, because I don't miss the snow at all.
And we've got quite a few in chat already. So I just want to remind people, if you've got any questions for Dawn or for me, put them in caps lock so that we don't miss them. Lisa, one of the mods, will then message me through on my phone so that we do them in the right order. And again, just whilst everyone's here as well, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody in this community. You know, it's been the past few months for me, it's been a bit of a struggle, I'll be honest. It's been juggling everything to keep everything going, especially with those 30 days of lives we did. It just got crazy. But this community is what's kept me going. So I just want to say massive thank you. And again, Dawn, on those 30 days of lives, you were a massive help with those AI images and things like that. I know we've got KD in chat as well. He did quite a few of those as well. And you know what? It was amazing to see. He's still sending me AI images now of me. He did some of me as Peaky Blinders. So I think that was quite cool.
He made mine look like a kindergartner did it. Thanks, Katie.
But this is all about you. This is about your channel, because that's what these lives are about. It's about trying to help smaller channels grow as well. And I know you've been going for a little while now. You've got over 1,000 subs, which is amazing. And I think you've done, is it 253 videos when I looked?
Have
you done shorts as well?
Yeah, 253. But my channel is also 13 years old.
13. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But
before
yes, you haven't done it consistently for 13 years.
No, for about 5 years. I mean, I did a little bit during that 5 years, but I pretty much took a break because I wanted to focus on school. I had went back to school. You know, I started out in culinary. I just got a certificate in that because I moved to travel and tourism, where I got my associate's degree. You know, proving that you're never too old to get an education. I was like 40 something when I got it. I just graduated in 2019, I think it was 2020.
Well, 40 something, that's my age, and I'm still learning every day, Dawn. So
yeah. So, but before I did what I do now, I actually did product reviews. So, you know, and I had way more videos that's actually on my channel, but I had it on my blog. You know, because that was before YouTube really got to what YouTube is. So I wish I knew then what I know now, because I would have moved all of that to my YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, because I worked with big companies like Samsung, Ninja, you know, Crayola, just to name a few.
Crayolas and the crayons.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a project coming up where I'm going to use those. I'm not going to say too much more, but that'll be interesting.
Yeah, so I wish I would have had those videos on my channel.
So take me back 15 years. Now that's before I even looked at YouTube, I think, as in doing a video. What was it like back then?
It was, I mean, YouTube wasn't even really a thing. You know, it was mostly blog. People would blog, and then, you know, companies would go, you know, with like it would, like, if you were a product review blog, you know, they would go by like your unique monthly visitors, you know, how many different people hit your blog. At one time, my blog was 50,000 unique monthly visitors, I think it was.
Wow.
You know, but, you know, YouTube was not even, I mean, I think YouTube was just starting. YouTube was just starting. And even before then, before I even did that, I actually have a different channel that's under, you know, my regular name. And that was when I did weight loss surgery. I actually video vlogged my whole journey.
Oh, wow. So was that like a transformation?
I've actually been doing it way longer. Yeah, I think I've been doing it since 2009. So way longer than, you know, 13 years.
So what made you pivot from what you were doing sort of into resin and obviously resin art?
When I finally graduated, you know, I think the very first resin video I watched, because I was thinking I wanted to do like a craft channel, and the first video I ever watched with resin was Ben over at Ben's Works, and it was the video where he put I think he had put screws in one of the skull heads that they do. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And then after I watched that video, you know, YouTube suggested all these other resin videos, and I just started watching them. And I think I watched videos for months before I actually purchased the resin, you know, and I just purchased Timu resin, you know, because that's the best thing to start with. And I just got some molds and started having at it. At that time, my husband was doing candles. He was making candles because I've always trying to find him things to do, you know, to preoccupy his brain.
Yeah.
and then he seen resin and put away all his candle stuff and took mine. I'm like, thanks. So we kind of do it together. He doesn't do it as often as I do it, but
it's a good creative outlet. And I know when we've spoken in the past, I think had some medical issues as well, and I think Craft
Yeah,
can really focus.
my husband's terminally ill.
Yeah.
He has congestive heart failure. He has a pacemaker / defibrillator. The doctor joked and said he has the Cadillac of defibs. He has a mechanical valve. He had spinal cord surgery because he woke up one day completely paralyzed on his right arm, and he had to have spinal cord surgery, which, he's got like 95% use back, even though the doctor said it would take a year and it'd only be like 70-75 at best. He loves proving the doctors wrong. He was given 2 to 3 years to live, October 16th of 2016, and he's still here.
Good. Well, I think doctors will always give you a worst case diagnosis, because I'm a firm believer in the power of, I suppose, the brain, and the fact that whatever you will to happen, whether it's good or bad, will happen. And I think sometimes I've heard of stories where people have completely overcome illnesses, what they shouldn't have been able to overcome, just with the power of the mind. And I think there's so much that we don't know what goes off in here, because we only use about 10-20% of our brains, and the rest, if we could use it all, imagine what we could do. And I think that's what excites me. And again, I've heard loads of stories like that over the years where, doctors in the UK, they said my sister would never walk. And they threw her in a wheelchair, job done. That was their view. Put her in a wheelchair, they've done their bit. But then we moved abroad to Hungary, and within 4 weeks, she took her first step. Because they had a different mindset, and they made her do things for herself. And by doing that, you almost like rework your brain in different ways, and your brain tells you what is possible rather than you telling it what's possible. And I think that was really amazing for me to watch. So I think that's brilliant that he's still here fighting well. I'm sure he wants to keep you in shape.
He really enjoys flipping a certain little finger off to the doctors to prove them wrong every day. But I mean, we always have that fear, and we never know. But
no,
as long as every day that he's here, that's just another good day.
It's a blessing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So back onto resin then. What was the first piece you poured? I'm intrigued.
The very first piece, and it happens to be my worst piece at the same time.
Okay.
I brought it. I know what I did wrong now, but before then, I needed a sign for my door. Well, I'll start off with, as you can tell, no, the pigments weren't fully mixed, but
still looks pretty.
No.
I like that. I would call that the drip effect. It looks great.
Well, what it is, I mean, even it's even coming apart. What it is I UV resin these, and I know that I put too much black.
Right.
I mean, they're still even mushy, even now. But yeah, this I'm gonna totally redo this one.
Yeah. Well, that could be a cool video, from my worst piece to my best piece.
Yeah.
That would be
my best piece. I don't have it because, well, it's a mixture. It's between one or two. The little purple purse that I poured not that long ago, and it was a gift for a friend, the wife of the person that I just made the Star Wars products for his wife. And that was one of my favorites. And then I did a blue rubber ducky, but I made it the Blues Brothers, and he had a little fedora and little, and a little guitar. And I made it for my husband who loves blues and classic rock and stuff. But he has a case manager for his medical insurance, being terminal, and he's a musician. He's a guitarist, and he does a lot of advocating for both myself and my husband. So my husband wanted to give it to him for his music room, which happens to be in blue colors. So those are my two favorite projects that I've done.
Okay. Now I've already got some questions coming through, so I'm going to start going through them. And don't worry, if you're in chat, you can ask questions, ask as many as you want. Just make sure they're in caps lock. So we won't miss any. I promise you, we will not close the live until we've asked every single question. So first one I've had come through was from Lula, and she wants to know how you ended up in Hawaii.
Well, we're originally from Ohio. I'm from the Dayton area. My husband's from the Springfield, Columbus area. And we were together 30 years ago. And then there was like we went our own ways. It was too soon after his divorce, blah, blah, blah. And we didn't see each other for 10 years. And then we reconnected and ended up getting married. And because he had lost both of his parents within 6 months of each other, his dad to brain cancer and his mom to actually to what he has.
Right.
We decided let's move somewhere different, somewhere you don't have as many painful memories and whatnot. So we just came. We actually moved here with $90 in our pocket, and we knew nobody here. Nobody. Yeah.
So how did you start out then in Hawaii? What were you doing? Camping on the beach, or?
Well, our original plan was there was a campground where you work to pay the cabin.
Yeah.
My husband was going to get a job here, because he was a maintenance man. So, and that actually fell through. Whoever took my reservation did not write it down. So when we landed at 7:30, August 31st is actually 18 years here.
Wow.
And when we landed, I called the number and they're like, we don't have a reservation for you, because they were supposed to pick us up at the airport. Right. And I'm like, okay. And they didn't have an opening for a family of 3. So we're like, okay, so we're stranded at the airport, not knowing. And there was this one auntie here. Instead of calling our elders Mr. or Mrs. or sir or ma'am, it's auntie and uncle. That's the sign of respect here. And she was a security guard, and she's seen I'm freaking out. I'm crying. I'm like, don't know what I'm gonna do, because we don't know anyone here.
No.
And she just guided us to a hostel that's in town, and we went there. I think we had enough for the room for one night, some bologna, and maybe something to drink, and that was it. And then he worked with us for the weekend, and and the holiday, and we ended up in the shelter for like 3 or 4 months because everything didn't work out. But my husband got a job, and we got an apartment, pretty quickly. So, and it's been going up.
That's an amazing adventure. And who can say that? There's not many of us that can say that we did that. So I think that's amazing.
We didn't want to be in snow. We did not want to be in cold.
No.
And we still, even now, we could go up to the mountain, play in the snow, and then an hour later head down to the beach and swim in the ocean and lay on the sand.
I'm very envious.
We haven't played in that snow in 18 years, and I don't foresee us ever doing it. We don't miss it. No snow.
No. Again, I prefer the warmer climate, which is strange because I live in the UK and we're lucky if we get 6 weeks of warmth a year. But there we go.
Hawaii, then.
And what? Sorry,
you'll have to come and visit Hawaii.
I would love to. That'd be a dream come true, genuinely. Next question. Where do we get? So Nikki is asking, or Stormy, sorry. What project are you working on right now?
Actually, because I have some giveaways that I'm still working on for my 1K celebration. The one that I'm working on right now is for resiners. They sent the hands with the heart mold, so I'm doing that. I'm doing one hand red, one hand pink, symbolize me and my husband, and it'll kind of come, hopefully join at the bottom. And then his hand is going to hold the pink half of the heart, and my hand's going to hold the red half of the heart. That's what I have in my head. Yeah, and I may put our names down like the arm part of the the hand part where it joins right here. That's what I'm working on right now.
I can give you a sneak peek of what I'm working on, but you won't be able to tell what it is. Hang on.
All right. I can't give you guys a sneak peek of mine because I'm actually in my bedroom, and where I work is out on the lanai, and my husband's. What is that? I have no idea.
Well, this is only the back part. The rest of it's outdoors. So basically, I got an old, I think you call them blanket boxes, where you can just, it's a wooden pine blanket box. And I've carved it with a design, and I've now put some resin in, which is going to have my logo on, because I found a local shop that is going to start stocking some of my products. So I don't know, it's not cheap, and that's what worries me a little bit, because they take 25% commission for every piece you sell, and they charge you a rental for having it in the shop. But it's in one of the nicest areas where I live, so I know it's an area where they get good sales. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try it for a few months and see what happens. But to make it stand out, I'm building a giant display stand to put everything on.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's going to be another big crazy project, a bit like the clock. So
I just have a pink canvas tent to like throw up on the side of the highway where everyone else throws up theirs and sells anywhere from honey to mahi, which is a fish that they went and caught, or smoked meat or whatever. I'll just do it on the side of the road like everyone else.
Yeah, well, if it works, it works. I mean, you can't really do that in the UK. People think you're a bit crazy, and we have what they call car boots, which is basically where people sell out of the boots of the cars, basically. But the problem is, I've been to those places before, and nobody ever wants to pay more than £1 for anything. So I don't think people would appreciate the art side of things. And that's why, for me, I've just decided to try a retail store and see what happens. So I'll let you know how it works. But next question, Jacob's asked, is there anything with resin you haven't tried yet that you want to?
I have not tried my hand at any kind of blooms yet.
Okay.
I have everything. Well, almost everything. I notice most people use like the fast cure. I haven't tried the fast cure. I haven't been able to get the deep pour yet.
I don't always use the fast cure. You get a different bloom. So I have used normal epoxy. In my earlier experiments, if you go back and watch my early blooms, none of those were in fast cure. And actually, I think it can bloom better in a standard. Because fast cure, it almost cures a little bit too quick. I use fast cure if I'm doing something heavier, so with pigment or something like that, or mica blooms. But if I'm doing just a standard alcohol ink one with the white, I prefer to use a normal standard resin.
Yeah, that's the only thing the only thing I've worked with is regular epoxy and UV. That's all I've worked with so far. But I want to like get deep pour and fast cure and all of that eventually.
Yeah, well, I've just done a test with deep pour in a curing machine, because deep cure, the problem is it's thinner, which is great because you get less bubbles, but it takes 48 hours to cure. So I wanted to see how long it'd take in a curing machine. It only took 5 hours.
Wow.
So that's just an experiment I've got coming up. But again, just going back to, I suppose, what was it specifically about resin? You saw that video from Ben's Works. Now, I'm sure you watched other craft videos at that time. What was it that drew you towards resin?
Well, I don't know. I felt drawn to resin. I mean, I watch a ton of different crafters, you
Yeah,
know, and I have some of my favorites, but for me, I was like, there's a lot you can do with resin, and it just I felt drawn to it. So I watched so many videos, and I really fell in love with it, and
yeah,
I still love it. You know,
yeah.
I still have fun with it.
Once you start, you don't stop with resin. You just carry on.
Because there's always something new to try.
Yeah. And
Always
Jacob was
something
just
new.
saying he struggled with his deep pour, deep resin. This was a couple of pieces that I've just done, and that was deep pour resin in the curing machine, 5 hours. So it does cure.
I'm actually getting that turtle mold coming from Into Resin.
Yeah, it is into.
Well, it's actually being shipped to Tammy because they don't ship to Hawaii, so it's going
Okay.
to Tammy's house, and I'm paying for the shipping from Tammy to come to me. That was the only way we could do it.
Well, do you know what? They are great molds, so it's worth the hassle. So I don't want to spoil it too much, but I've also got a new starfish mold from them because I loved the old one so much. So I got the other design, and then I got this one as well, crystal butterfly.
I have a crystal Christmas tree coming with
Oh
it
wow!
because they're working with me too. So, and I have a giveaway coming up for that one. Their spider candlestick that they have, the diamond spider. I
Yeah,
have that as a giveaway coming once I get my molds, and yeah.
that's amazing. And I think, I think there's been quite a few things happening with shipping recently.
Yeah,
It's been a bit chaotic this last week for a lot of channels, and it's great to see that there's quite a few of the smaller UK businesses that are now saying that they're finding ways to still ship to the States, which is amazing.
I'm used to not getting shipped too. I always
Is that
get
quite
shipped
common
the
then
other
in
way.
Hawaii? Is it quite difficult to get stuff shipped to
Uh,
Hawaii?
yeah, and I don't get it because it doesn't cost any more to send something to me versus from Ohio to Texas per se.
Yeah,
It doesn't cost any different. So I the only time that it's different if it's UPS or FedEx or one of them, then yeah, it costs a whole lot. But regular post office, it doesn't cost anymore.
right. Mary Beth just asked a quick question as well. I know it's not in capitals, but I've seen it, so don't tell me off, Lisa. But yes, that butterfly one was an intoresin mold. It was a strange one though, because it splits down the side, so you've got to seal it with tape once you filled it. So it was very strange.
Hi, Mary Beth.
Well, I tell you what, we've got 34 in chat already. So do you
Wow.
want to shout out your channel so that everybody knows where it is? And if you're not already subscribed or you're watching this back after the live, please go and subscribe to Dawn's channel. So give it a shout out.
Dawn's Crafty Corner. Can't miss it. It's pink and yellow. It's like pink background with yellow scissors.
In fact, I can find it and show everyone. But there we go. There's the link. Dawn's
Thank
Crafty
you.
Corner. And you've just got over 1,000 subs recently, haven't you? Was it about
Yes.
a month ago now?
Something like that, yeah, because you were my 1,000th sub.
I was.
You were.
No, I wanted to make it happen because you were so close. So I had another YouTube channel of mine, and I just liked it with both.
And Renee over at Heart Creations by Renee was a big help. She shouted out my channel so many times that her followers probably got tired of hearing my name.
Do you know that's what I love about your channel as well? And Renee does this quite a lot, where you shout out different creators, which I think is amazing because it helps us all grow. Obviously, I do these lives, and that's how I'm hoping to do it. But the more we can all collaborate and work together, the better, because then we all grow. And I think that's one thing I've definitely noticed with you as well. You try and help other people out. You try and give people shout outs. And that's what it's all about, And it's great to have people like you in the community as well.
Yeah, I think I started doing it when Renee started doing it, and she asked, her viewers that if you have a channel, shout out some channels, to help them out, and I've done it ever since. Before I start my video, I'll shout out. I try and shout out two at least, and try and help them, because everyone helped me, and I want to be able to give back to other channels as well.
Yeah. I'm just seeing what Karen's putting as well. Something about, import taxes. So I had a parcel come from Laura's Art Corner the other day, and I had to pay £25 customs charges, even though it was put as a gift. And I think sometimes, I don't know if you saw the live the other night that I did about it, but sometimes I think it's the postal service just trying to make more money. And then you've got a choice. You either pay it or you don't get your parcel.
And everyone wants some of Laura's pigments and stuff. I know I do. It's on my very, very long list of things to get.
Oh, good. Julie's Ann's gifts arrived, so she likes them. And don't forget, your packages will be arriving at some point over the next couple of weeks, depending on where you are in the world. So they've all been posted now. You sent me your address from those 30 days of giveaways and the members, then your package is on its way if it hasn't already arrived. So I'm glad. Oh, Cheryl's received them as well, which is good. I know Lula's had hers as well, so I'm glad about that. So they seem to be arriving in the UK at the minute. So hopefully over the next few days, they'll spread out to everyone else. Angelina's saying that you should watch Pouring Your Heart Out, because her last video, she did I think she did a bloom with tabletop resin.
Yep, she did. Didn't she do the bloom, and then she put like the cellophane on the back, backed it with that. I think that was the last video that popped up for me.
Oh, sorry, Mac. I didn't realize that. So you had to pay €6 as a customs charge. It was the correct postage as per Royal Mail. So apologies about that. And that's always the risk now. I said this on that live as well, is even if you pay the correct postage, sometimes there's going to be a customs charge, which you can't do anything about, because every one of those I put gift on. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. But I hope you think it was worth it, McFufu. And that's the great thing. I don't even know what pieces people have got, because most of them, with the exception of a completely random, so I just left them in those envelopes and then stuck the label on the front. Oh, everyone's saying Julie's videos are amazing. She is the queen of blooms, 100%.
She is amazing. Yeah, she is amazing.
Amy, yes, yours has been sent, but I know you're in the States, so it's probably going to take a little while to get there. But it's definitely been sent. So everybody that sent me their address that was valid, it has been sent. So the only reason I know that is because it cost me £260 in postage altogether. A lot of money in postage. Royal Mail love me this month. But I won't be doing
today.
The what, sorry?
Angelina said it's the one from today, backed with green mica, and I haven't seen her video from today yet.
No, I've not seen that yet. There we go, Amy. So Lula's saying her package that she sent you took 3 weeks, and mine will probably be there in about 2 weeks' time in that case. But there we go. What's the doggo's name? People are asking. They can see the dog in the back.
Yeah, my spoiled boy behind me, his name is Clove.
Oh, I'm being called rude now by Lisa. I don't know. Have I forgotten a question? Oops. No.
Yeah, he's got the itchies. He's got the itchies right now. He's allergic to something. We can't figure it out. I changed his diet, and he's still itchy. So they think that it must be something in the yard. So it's spelled Amy, KHLOV. But when we adopted him from the Humane Society, that's how they originally spelled clove, like the spice. So
like that.
Yeah, K. Yeah.
Clove.
Well, it's actually KHLOV.
Oh, it's KH.
Yep. Oh,
KHLOV.
yeah.
Wow, that is different spelling.
Yeah, my husband's weird.
I like it though. It's different, so it's great. So I love
And his
unique
middle
names.
name's Alexander, so my husband gave him a middle
Alexander's. Oh,
name.
he's got a middle name.
Yeah, my husband gave him a middle name.
That's great. Bless. Projects with your channel, obviously, you've just got to 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And we
1,050.
talked a bit before the show. And what you're struggling with at the moment is watch hours, I think.
Yes.
So I was just saying, because most people don't know this when they're watching somebody's video, and I think a lot of people try and watch videos to help out the creator, which is amazing, and you should keep doing that. But what most people don't realize is if they start watching at the start and then just skip to the end, it can actually damage that video. So we were just saying before that actually sometimes you're better not watching a video unless you can dedicate the time to watching that video, because it can actually damage the video and how it performs, and obviously the watch hours.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
try.
I have 596 watch hours out of the 4,000 I need.
But part of that will be the time of year as well. So from now onwards, you should get more, because between now and Christmas, it tends to be quite a busier period on YouTube, I found.
And that's my favorite time of the year. I'm one of the crazy Christmas ladies. My stuff goes up November 1st. If I could skip Halloween, I would. Sorry, Lula. Yeah, I mean, November 1st, my stuff is up. Like October 31st, after the trick or treater. Well, we don't get any trick or treaters around here anymore. But like I'll start pulling stuff out. My husband's like, "We're not putting that up yet." I'm like, "I'm just checking to make sure nothing's broke." He'll go to bed and wake up, and I've got half the house decorated already.
Well, Mary Beth says she's going to put your playlist back on, so that will hopefully help.
Thank you, Mary. Mary Beth has been huge. I have to give her a shout out because she has commented on every one of my videos. She has watched all my videos, like even some of my older ones. She is awesome. Thank you, Mary Beth.
She's great. And do you know what? I think she always comments on videos, which is amazing. And do you know what? You notice as somebody that does the videos, you do notice this as well. So for those of you out there that don't think that people notice, you do, and you notice who comments on every video, and you think, wow, they're amazing, and it's a massive help. So keep doing that. I've sent that to Andy. Oh, let me have a look. Email with your address. I think I did, but I will double check. And if there's a problem with it, Jennifer, I will. I'll resend, but I'll double check. I think I did change the address at the last minute based on your email. So I know we've had problems with emails, and I think we rescheduled your live as well towards the end of the month. So I did get that email. It did come through, and I did reply. So hopefully you got that. I love Sheila. She makes me smile every time. She's indeed a funny. Yeah,
she is. She reminds me, she reminds me of my friend. She's like my goddaughter's mother. We have been friends since 6th grade, and I mean we're still friends to this day. And certain words that Sheila says reminds me, and certain mannerisms that Sheila has reminds me so much of her. In fact, I talked to my friend. We were texting back and forth the other day, and she is inspired to start doing resin because of my videos.
That's amazing.
So I was kind of guiding her, to start with maybe UV resin because she's not very skilled. Because she used to live in Florida, and she's gonna kill me when she hears that I told this story. But she grabs her husband's samurai sword off the shelf to go and kill the snake, and she just, and it was super sharp. And she touched the back of her thigh and cut her back of her thigh. And I made fun of her ever since.
Yeah, don't play with samurai swords. They're dangerous.
I tell her, keep sharp knives away from you.
So what are your hopes and dreams for your channel?
I'd really like to keep growing. You know, get up there and like when, you know, in the higher, you know, 10,000s, you know, all, and build a collaboration with like different channels and different companies, because I really love trying new products.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to, you know, what my channel actually started out doing, is trying different products. I
Yeah.
love trying new products and, you know, telling other people about those products. You know, so, you know, being able to build that rapport up with the different companies, and, you know, just I love the community.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we all sit here and chat and you know, enjoy the lives, and half the time we're not paying much attention to the person that's actually on the screen, you know, because we're too busy chatting
Too
it
busy
away
in
in the
chat. Yeah.
chat. And speaking of chat, don't forget to send Andy some super chats over there. You know, maybe gift a couple of memberships out there.
Yeah,
See,
that'd
I
be
had
amazing. But don't feel obliged, guys. Don't feel obliged. I know it's a tough time for everybody in the economy at the minute as well. But
you
yeah,
put a lot of work into these.
the what? Sorry,
You put a lot of work into these,
I
so
put a
I
lot of
had to
work
give
into
you a
everything on
shout
the
out.
channel.
I had to give you a shout out.
That's why the hair's going at the top. You see, it's too much stress from the channel.
Mine, you see this gray? It's called
Yeah.
husband gray.
But no, with regards to what you've just said, I couldn't agree more. It's the community that keeps me going as well. And I love teaching people new things. And I think in a previous life, I must have been a teacher because I've always loved it. So my day job, I work in recruitment. So I get people jobs. But what most people don't realize about recruitment is you're having to sell your product, which is people. So you've got to learn how to sell people. And one of the favorite parts of my job is teaching people how to be more confident for interviews and giving them coaching on what sort of questions they're going to get asked, as well as teaching people that work in my office sometimes how to sell those people. So what are the best parts of that person that you can sell? And once you teach somebody a skill, they have it for life. And that's what really excites me. You could teach somebody how to do, for example, you just said UV resin. You could teach somebody how to make a UV resin pendant. They could make a business out of it. They could support themselves financially just making UV pendants. And I think that's what's really exciting. The little things we do now could impact so many people that we don't even know.
And I have no problem talking. I used to be a DJ. Both I've done radio and I've also done mobile DJ. I started out doing mobile DJ and went to radio. So I have no problem talking.
Yeah.
Sometimes I talk too much.
And I think it's a dying skill. And that sounds terrible, but the younger generations don't know how to communicate and just have a conversation. Just quickly as well, Stormy, yes, I sell people, essentially, is what I do for a job. And Steph, thank you very much for the super chat as well. Really appreciate it. You're a legend. But yeah, I think, do you know what? The younger generation, and this is going to make me sound old, but it's like, yeah, those of you that know, I'm single at the minute, and I'm back on the dating scene. You can't go out and just talk to people nowadays. That's classed as strange. Everything now has to be prearranged on one of these things. It's crazy.
Or they have one of them in front of their face. You'll be sitting at a table and they're talking on it, texting or whatever. That my husband is so old school, you guys. He does not even own his own cell phone. That is how old school my husband is. And if you are in the room and he is sitting there having a conversation with you, do not pull out your cell phone and be playing on your phone while trying to have a conversation with him, because he'll just stop talking to you.
I'm just laughing at Lula's comment as well. OnlyFans and trafficking, it's a slippery slope. I don't have OnlyFans, just to clarify, and I don't do trafficking. I do recruitment. It's slightly different there, Lula. But no, the exciting thing for me is I've got a plan as well as this shop. They've got a space that you can rent out, and I'm going to start doing local live classes. And I think that's something, because I love teaching people, and I think by doing that, I can also draw more people to the channel, which is great to grow the community. But hopefully, so many people that don't know about resin have reservations about it, and they're quite worried about working with resin, or because they've heard stories or things like that. And if I can educate people into how to do it safely and create beautiful pieces, hopefully that's going to help build the resin community overall. So I'm excited about that, but it's going to be very different doing it live versus doing it on a video. It's going to be fun.
I was laughing at Dragon's Cave comment. If you take your phone out at the dinner table, my husband will drop it straight in your drink. My husband probably would do it too. That is funny.
But I'm quite old school like that. If I go on a date, or if I go out on a meal, or if I've prepared a nice meal, I want people to be able to talk and have a conversation. I don't want them to be doing this and go, oh yeah, the food's nice, thanks. You know, it's just not normal, I don't think.
We've actually seen people argue. They're in the same room and they're like, and they're in the same room, like right in front of each other. So instead of talking, they're mad texting each other.
I've seen that though. I've seen people on a date. Now, I went out for a meal. It must be about 3 weeks ago now. And I was sat across from this lovely young couple. They seemed great. Obviously boyfriend, girlfriend. And both of them, they didn't talk to each other. They were just on the phones. And I was like, what is the point going out for a romantic meal if you're not even going to talk to each other?
I met my husband, actually, believe it or not, Andy, my husband and I met 30 years ago through our personal ads.
Yeah.
And back then,
was that when they were in the paper?
It was actually in the newspaper, personal ad kind of deal. And we went to and most people here in the States would know, but we had a Texas Roadhouse, in our area, and he drove where he lived was about 45 minutes away from where I live. Okay. So he drove all the way down. We went to Texas Roadhouse for our first dinner. I remember he was like, "Do you mind if I kiss you?"
Wow.
And I was like, "Sure, why not?"
Very direct.
And I loved with our son. So my husband's very funny. That's one thing that attracted me from him is he has a great sense of humor. He is so funny. I never know what to expect to come out of his mouth. I really don't, which is sometimes scary at the same time.
But it sounds like you've got a great relationship. And you know what? I think that's the thing. If you can still keep each other company, still have fun, still enjoy each other's company years on, it shows how strong you are as a couple as well, which is amazing.
We'll be married 19 years, November 19th.
Wow.
Yep.
That is amazing.
19 long years. No, just kidding.
Soon it'll be 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
So back to the channel then. Have you got any I don't know, projects that you've got that you've got planned out that you think are going to be amazing that you want to share with people so that they don't miss out?
I kind of well, my after I finish doing the next set of the resiners mold and the next set of ghost powders, like the regular ghost powders for eye candy, I'll probably be doing a lot of Christmas stuff. That's my favorite holidays. So I may have a little Halloween in there, but I have a ton of Christmas molds that I never got to last year because I was just starting. So, but this year I plan to do them. So I can't wait.
Well, I'm just starting to think about Halloween. Mary Beth was asking a question. I do have a Buy Me a Coffee page, but I don't really advertise it, to be honest with you, because I prefer to keep everything in YouTube. But if you want that, I'm happy to get you the link and you can have a look at it if you want. But don't feel obliged, guys. You don't have to.
And yes, Tim, honey butter and Texas Roadhouse rolls. Sorry.
Is that special butter or special honey or what is it? Sounds like a combination of the two.
It's like a honey, a butter with like a honey taste. Oh, my mouth is rolling out. Thanks, Tim.
There's so much food that I want to try, you know, from the States, and everything seems bigger in the States food wise. It's like you hear about pizzas and they're huge out there.
We actually have and I just bought some this morning. Deep fried mochi, so good. And I haven't had it. Huh?
Deep fried.
Mochi? Deep fried mochi. Mochi is actually pounded rice.
Okay.
And
I've never tried that.
And it is so good. I love mochi anyways, but this one is deep fried. And I hadn't had it. I think I tried it when we first moved here, and I wasn't for sure that that's what it was, a deep fried mochi. But that was the best way I could describe it. And the little gas station up the road here, I found out has had it this entire time. I found out this morning. I'm like, I want some of that, please. Yes, thank you. And while I'm waiting for the live to start, I'm sitting there munching on my son comes in the room. He goes, I knew I was going to come in here and find you doing that.
Oh, but there again, somebody asked about the Buy Me a Coffee page. That is me on Buy Me a Coffee. It's still the old channel name, which is Carving and Epoxy UK. So that's still me. If you wanted to do that, feel free, but don't feel obliged to, guys. All I need for people to do to support me is just watch the videos, put a comment in, give it a thumbs up. You know, that's all the support I need from people. You know, it's going to hopefully keep me growing. That's what YouTube's all about. And if you want to support people a bit extra, then it's brilliant. But only if you can afford to, is what I would say. Because I know at the minute, times are hard for everyone out there. Prices are going up everywhere. And this is going to sound crazy. But even every Tuesday, I look forward to lunch. And the reason why is I treat myself because I know I'm going to be on a live. So I won't have much time when I get home to eat. So I treat myself. There's a jacket potato van near my office in the city centre. And even that has gone up 50 pence, which is 10%. It was £4.50 it was for a jacket potato. And now it's gone up to £5. But it's worth it. But even that's going up. Electricity's going up. Gas is going up. Food shopping is going crazy at the minute.
Yep.
Thanks for that, Mary Beth. Really appreciate it as well.
It's extremely expensive here because most of our stuff gets shipped here.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to speak for everyone here in the United States and ask, what the heck is a jacket potato?
A jacket potato. So it's a big potato. Oh, it's a baked potato. Sorry, you'd probably call it in the States.
Okay. All right.
We call them jacket potatoes in the UK.
Okay, I'm like,
just because if they're done right, they're soft in the middle, and you get a nice crispy jacket on, I suppose.
Okay, all right, baked potato. All right,
baked potato, yeah. And this is going to sound weird, but every time I have it, you can have 3 toppings, and I'll always have at least one of the warm toppings, which is either curry or chili. Then I'll have cheese, and then I'll have tuna. So you've got like a starter with the tuna, and then you've got the main course with the baked potato. It's great.
Okay, I've never had tuna on a baked potato.
Everything else is tuna mayo on a baked potato.
Tuna. Okay. I've never had tuna on a baked potato.
Tuna mayo is great on a baked potato, especially when it's hot, because it's quite refreshing.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to try that, Andy. You can have the tuna.
Honestly, tin tuna with some mayonnaise, mix it together with a little bit of vinegar, Have that on your baked potato with a little bit of butter. It's amazing. Everyone's saying that's weird. It's very popular in the UK. Even Luna's saying it's disgusting.
Yeah, I love tuna, but not on my baked potato.
Okay, interesting. Maybe you'll have to try it and let me know what you think.
No, I'm good.
Let's have a look. What I sent you, Lisa, I don't understand what you've just sent me across. So if you could just send it in one question, that would be useful. No, but yet, Lula, you're misunderstanding. You have the warm filling on the bottom, then the cheese, then the tuna. So the tuna doesn't hit the warm filling, but it's like having that as a starter, and then you get the main meal. But
so, are you talking about like canned tuna with Okay, no.
with mayonnaise, yeah.
Because I was thinking here, because here, you get the tuna. We have what is called a poke bowl, and
Okay.
it's like because you can actually eat tuna raw,
Yeah,
like the
if it's
actual fish.
fresh.
And
I love
so
sushi. So it's fresh tuna sushi is amazing.
yeah, so our poke bowl has you get I think mahi mahi is one that you can, but a lot of times it's tuna and they cut it and it's in mayonnaise and spices and all of that. So that's why I asked if it was that version that you can put on a potato or the canned tuna.
Yeah. Oh, Jules is saying tuna mayo with red onion on a jacket potato. I think Cherie was saying prawns. That would be nice. Prawns with like a Thousand Island dressing on. That'd be good. I bet. I'll tell you what. I bet you get so much fresh seafood where you are.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we do. We have a lot of fishermen here. A lot of fishermen, different types of fish. Just yeah.
I miss. Do you know what? I haven't had proper fresh crab for years. I love fresh crab, freshly cooked in a pot. Take it out, have the leg meat, and obviously the rest of the white meat and even the yellow meat. It's gorgeous. But my problem is I live about 3 hours away from the nearest coast, so I know if ever I buy it in a supermarket near me, it's not fresh.
Yeah. We actually have a really good friend of ours. He's a deep sea fisherman. Like
Wow.
he's a diver.
Yeah.
And for one of our anniversaries, probably 5 years ago, maybe a little bit more, he went and got us fresh lobster and dropped it off so that I can make it for our anniversary.
Yeah. I love
my
lobster
husband
as well.
had never had lobster. It was on my husband's bucket list, so we were able to knock that off his bucket list.
And a lot of people don't like lobster because it's been cooked wrong as well. So if you have it in some restaurants and they don't cook it right, it's quite rubbery. But if you cook it correctly, it is so sweet and juicy. It's amazing.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I love most seafood, to be fair. It's like those big New Zealand mussels that you get. The flavour in them, it's phenomenal. But again, I don't live anywhere near the sea, so I don't get it very often.
I live very close to the sea, and I don't get it very often, so.
No. But could you actually just get? And I don't know because I've never been to Hawaii, but I still picture like traditional fishermen going out in like traditional boats with like traditional nets.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still do that?
Believe it or not, we have a lot of really old school traditional uncles here that do the old school Hawaiian way, whether that be fishing or pig hunting, because like some of the newer generation will use guns for the pig hunting, where the old school hunters, they use like knives, like a real long knife, but yeah, we have a very large Asian culture here as well. So you add in that old school ancient ways of Asian culture, like the older generation. So you kind of got a mixture of that, which are really similar to the Hawaiian culture, I think, personally.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to come there just to see the culture, because I've always loved learning about other cultures. So when I grew up, obviously, we've talked about this a couple of times, but I lived in Hungary, and it was still a communist country when I lived there. And it was so different to England, and it was so different to even Hungary now, because it's got more westernized and it's like a place where everyone goes on a stag do now. But it was amazing to see that completely different culture as a child. And it was like you would have to queue for 4 hours for a piece of fresh fruit because it's a landlocked country. You would only get bananas come in like once a year and things like that. And it was just so unrealistic that people in England didn't believe it when you told them that you would have to wait in a queue for 4 hours to get some fresh fruit. And it's just learning things like that. It makes you, I think, appreciate what you've got.
Mm-hmm. We
And
have a lot of different cultures. We have Filipino, Portuguese, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Hawaiian. I think that's like a big chunk of Hawaii. You know, it is those particular cultures.
yeah,
Like we
and
have a lot of Asian food that is like at our Walmart.
yeah, which sounds amazing. I am going to give everybody in chat a 5-minute warning as well. So we've gone past the hour. So if you've got any questions, please put them in caps lock in chat. I've just seen Jacobs come through. So Lisa, don't bother sending me that. I'm going to read that now. Oh, she's just sent it. That's going to wind her up. So have you ever been to a luau?
Believe it or not what everyone thinks as a luau.
Okay.
Yeah, the luau that everyone has in their mind is what they see on TV with the hula dancers and all of that. That's not a real luau, like a traditional luau. A traditional luau is just families getting together, roasting a pig in the ground, eating food together, and just talking story. That
Yeah.
is what an actual luau is. That part of that luau is more for like tourists.
Yeah.
Do it more for tourists. Now, have I seen hula? Yes. We have I think it's the third largest hula competition in the world that is held here on this island, and it's usually right after Easter, so it's April, and it's called the Merry Monarch. And like people from all over the world come and compete, in the hula competition. It's huge. Yeah,
I don't
so
think I'd do very well at that. My belly's too big.
I actually have a video of me sharing a one that I did at Christmas time when we first moved here. It's on
Okay.
my channel. I shared
Oh,
it.
cool. I'll have to go back and watch that. But again, they're the things that make somewhere like Hawaii special. It's the culture, isn't it? And it's the
Yeah,
history. And it's the people that obviously the people that
yeah,
remember that and still live in that culture. It's amazing because yes, there'll be Western elements and it'll be getting more westernized. But I do believe that somewhere like Hawaii's probably got a lot more tradition embedded into its culture.
yes. Like if you go somewhere and you are offered food, you should never ever say no. I don't care if you're not hungry. You say thank you and accept it because it's considered disrespectful to say no.
Yeah.
If an auntie over here goes, you like cow cow. Cow cow means to eat.
What's
Then
that? Pow
you go
pow.
cow cow,
Pow
like
pow.
COW. That
Okay.
is to eat. Cow cow.
Cow cow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
That is to eat, which means also food. And that it's pigeon. So yeah, you hear a lot of pigeon. You know, yeah. When we first moved here, we were like like everyone hugs you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember walking down the street one time, someone had asked for something and they hugged me, and I had never seen this person in my life. And I'm like, I looked at my husband like back home, we would have just been mugged. you know. Yeah, so it
Tim
took a while
loves
to
a
get
cow
used to
cow,
it.
a pig pig, and a chicken chicken.
Yeah,
What about a lamb
but
lamb, Tim? What about lamb lamb? You're missing the sheep out there. But yeah, everyone's saying they love a cow cow, as in beef, I think. But it's amazing. And do you know what? I think the fact that you've obviously become ingrained into that culture now as well.
yeah.
When you were probably, you didn't know anything about it when you first got there.
No, no. I mean, some of the words were like, I mean, I've been here 18 years and there's still words that I can't even pronounce.
Yeah,
You know, because when you say certain Hawaiian words, the vowels sound different than what we have.
yeah.
So it's like I have to actually kind of say it in my head a couple of times to make sure I'm getting it right.
Well, it's the same. Most languages. Like when I learn, I still speak a little Hungarian, not a lot, but a little. And it's like in England, if we pronounce an S, you would spell it SZ in Hungary, and in their alphabet, an S on its own is actually our SH and things like that. And it's just getting to know it, I suppose, and learning the knowledge, I suppose.
And I know in Australia the Z is Z.
Yeah,
You know, which because I have a couple friends that are in Australia, you know, that have scratcher channels. And the first time she said Z, I'm like, what? Don't you mean Z?
well, Z is actually traditional English. We used to all say Z, I think, back in like the 1800s or something like that, which is obviously when I think Australia got very much colonized by people from the UK. I don't know the exact date, so don't quote me on that. But maybe they've kept certain words that actually in England they don't use anymore. And I was having this conversation the other day actually because of YouTube. I think English language is going to die out over the next 20 years. And it's all going to be more American language because of YouTube. So my little girl started saying to me, Dad, can I have some candy? And I'm like, no, we call it sweets in the UK, darling, and things like that. And then it's like, we'll be walking around and she'll be like, oh, can I pick up this trash? And I'm like, we don't call it trash. But that's what I mean. I think we're going to lose part of the English language. And because of the popularity of things like YouTube, majority of the channels are US channels. So I think our children also learn the US language now, which is interesting because that didn't happen 15, 20 years ago.
What do you guys call trash?
Rubbish.
That's what we call it here too. It's rubbish.
Is it? Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. And it's like we call a sidewalk a pavement.
We still call it a sidewalk.
Yeah. And a
If we
tap.
have any.
So you would call it a faucet in the States. We call it a tap.
Yep. Faucet. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. There's all sorts, but it's just it's bizarre. But what I'm finding is obviously that the some of those words. It's like instead of I always call it film night when we sit down and watch a film. And my little girl started calling it movie night because she's been watching a lot of American sort of YouTube and things like that. And to be fair, it's just I want to correct her because I don't want her to lose the fact that she is English at the end of the day. And I think it's like the Welsh language. So we've got Lula in chat. There's a lot of people.
I love listening to her talk. I love listening to Lou talk.
I love her accent.
She has the most relaxing voice ever, and the sweetest at the same time. I love Lou. I love listening to Lou talk.
I think I need to try and convince Lula to do a voiceover of one of my videos and see if he gets more views.
It just might work, Andy.
Yeah, I love the Welsh accent though, but the Welsh language, they're trying to bring it back because most people in Wales don't speak Welsh. Because over the years it's all become English, and because of that there's so many. I think I saw a stat the other day where it's like only 10% of Wales actually speak Welsh or understand it. I don't know if Lula's going to correct me, but I think that's what it was.
I haven't seen her. Oh, there she is.
She was in chat.
Yeah.
Oh, is Judy Zan Welsh as well?
So I don't know. She must have missed that entire conversation.
Yeah. Well, if she comes back from the valley in the Wales, oh, there she is. She's back.
Yeah, she's
Lula,
back.
am I right in saying that most people in Wales don't speak Welsh? She's going to answer.
Bye, Jacob. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, bye, Jacob. Great to see you again. Hope your channel's growing as well. I haven't seen where you're at now since you've been on the live, but I know it was growing, so that's great to see. Keep up the good work. And Lula's just ignoring me now, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out what causes it to be a Welsh accent. It just sounds like people from over the pond. Well, do you know what, Tim? In the UK, that's, again, it's one of the things that's absolutely crazy. We've got people in different parts of the country that have got such different accents. You've got like London, you've got Birmingham and West Midlands, we've got Liverpool, we've got Manchester, we've got Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and they all sound very different.
And I have several of them in my DNA, because when I took my ancestry DNA, I have some Scottish, I have some Irish, I have some Welsh, a few other ones, a lot of English, a whole lot of English. So a lot of European in that area.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that I'm so dark complected.
I can hear the difference between Scotland and Ireland and England, but not Wales. Wow. Okay. Definitely. Yeah, there are. I know they're trying to bring the Welsh language back, Lula, which I think they should. I think it's great. And I actually loved it when I last went to Wales and I started trying to learn certain words. Like on all of the roads, it says RAF. And I used to think it was something to do with the Royal Air Force, RAF. But then I realized that means slow. So you meant to slow down when you see that on the road. But there we go. KD saying there's multiple accents in Scotland as well. So it's great. And this is what I love about the whole world. Everywhere's different. And I think if you embrace it and you learn different cultures, you have a much fuller life and a fuller understanding of the world rather than your own little bubble.
Mm-hmm. I love learning about new cultures, and yeah. One of my classes that I took when I was in school was I actually took a Japanese studies class, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah. But no, I think it's pronounced Arav, not Araf. Okay. But we've gone way past the hour, guys. So I just want to say massive thank you to everyone for being here. Thanks to Apex Resin, as always, for sponsoring these lives as well. It's really appreciated. And just a bit of an announcement. If you missed it from Apex, if you're in the States and you order Apex, they found a way to still get it delivered to you. So, and the same with Creating Bloom. I know she put an announcement out as well. So just so you guys know that. Massive thank you to Dawn. It's been great getting to know you a little bit more.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And obviously, this time in 2026, we're going to get you back on and see where your channel is then. I'm pretty confident you'll be monetized by then.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah. But you know what? Just keep it up because you're a massive, I think you're going to be a pillar in this community. The way that you support other people as well. It's amazing. And I think that's what I love about this whole community is the way that we all try and support each other grow. And that's the way it should be, and I think let's keep that happening. I might take a leaf out of your book and once a week give another channel a mention in one of my videos, as well as doing these lives just to help people grow, because that's what I want it to be about. I think anybody that puts the effort into a YouTube channel deserves to get monetized. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be exciting when you do, when you see the amounts, but it's something for the effort that you put in. And I think I think everybody should get that. So again, if you haven't already, please go to Dawn's Crafty Corner, hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. Watch a couple of videos all the way through. Let's help get her watch hours up as well and help her grow her channel as well. And obviously, if you haven't mind and you're watching this back, please do as well. So, but no, it's been brilliant having you on.
It was great being here.
I'm sure we'll talk more on the back end as well, I'm sure. But no, it's been brilliant having you on. See everybody again next. In fact, I'll tell you who we've got next week. I know everybody always asks afterwards. So next week we should have, we've got Lisa, Girl in the Garage from Down Under.
Oh, she's awesome. I love Lisa.
So we'll be able to ask about certain words in Australia. So I don't know what time it's going to be her time either in Australia, but I'll have to make sure I don't put an Australian accent on or say "Good day, Sheila" or anything like that, because apparently that's offensive. I grew up with in the UK Australian programs like Home and Away and Neighbours, where they always said "G'day, Sheila" and things like that. But apparently that can be quite offensive in Australia. I learned the other day. But we'll be able to ask her about that next week. So thank you, everyone, for being here. As always, give it a thumbs up, give it a share. And I think you might be able to give it a hype now if you're watching it on your phone. It's a new feature from YouTube where you can hit a hype button if you're watching it on your phone, and that automatically will tell YouTube to send it to more people. It's a brand new feature what they're trialing, and I've noticed this week that some of the videos I've done have got hypes on them, and it helps it get more views. So if you can do that and you're on your phone, then please push that hype button. You get 3 a week, and let's see if we can grow that way as well and test out a new feature.
I haven't seen that one. I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's only been out the last week, and certain channels they're testing it on, and I don't know how they've selected them, but certain channels, if you watch their videos on your phone, it only works on the phone, you'll get a hype button underneath, and if you click that hype, it shares it with more people. But it only works on your phone apparently, and YouTube are trialing it at the minute, and I think you get 3 a week as a trial basis. And then if it works, they're going to roll it out to more people. But the whole idea behind that is to help smaller channels grow as well, because the way it works is if you're a smaller channel, a hype means more points in the algorithm than it would do to a bigger channel. So they're trying to even the playing field out, which I think is a great thing.
It's cool.
Julie Sand's saying it works on an iPad as well, so you can do it on an iPad. So there we go. There you go. Now you know what it is, Cherie. So I'm glad I've explained it. So hype all of these videos. Let's get them to the top, because it also goes into a leaderboard, which then dictates what goes on the YouTube homepage, which can get a lot more views to a smaller channel. So it does massively help channels. So if you can, hit the hype button if you see them, because it massively helps the artist. And apart from that, I'll see you all next week, 8 o'clock, with Girl in the Garage. So that should be a great show as well.
And I will see you guys in the chat.
And thanks again, Dawn, and we'll see you all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.